Hello, welcome to OrderGrub's latest setup and training video as of December 8th, 2020. In this video, I will walk you through a fresh account setup as well as answer some of the most frequently asked questions. To get started, open a browser and go to OrderGrub.app. On this page, we're going to be looking at the last two buttons to the right of the menu, specifically the sign up button and the login button later on once we set up an account. So let's go ahead and click on the sign up button. On this page, it's going to be pretty self-explanatory. Just fill out your information below to register. One thing to know on this page is your business name should be the name of your restaurant or food truck. For example, if you own Taco Bell, you would use the name Taco Bell and not Yum Brands Incorporated, which is the parent company. Other than that, the form is pretty straightforward, so just go ahead and fill it out and submit it. I've gone ahead and filled out some test information just to submit the form with you, and we'll see you on the other side. Once registered, the system will send you a verification email. We can continue setup while the email makes its way into your inbox. If you don't see the email in your inbox, check the spam folder. For now, we can click continue to log in using your credentials. Go ahead and enter your credentials to log in. Click on login and take a few moments to read the instructions here. This is very important. You're going to select a name that will be used in the URL where your customers are going to place orders. So you want to select a name that's easy to remember and as short as possible so that your customers don't have to type a long URL. This link can also be shared on your Facebook and Instagram accounts, any social media account, so that instead of having to type out the URL, the customer can just click on the link and it will take them directly to your menu. I'm going to try a test account, check the name to make sure that it's available, and then click continue. This screen is now your main control panel where you're going to build your menu and adjust all the different settings so that you can start accepting orders. You'll see here a list of items that are critical for to be operational. So make sure that you complete these items before accepting orders. In the middle of the page here, you also see a link to your storefront link where customers are going to visit to place orders. If you click on it, you'll see the basic setup that comes by default with your account. But we'll get back to this in a little bit after we set up some items. Before I dive into creating menu items, I want to point out the menu bar. The first button here is your home screen where we are right now. The next button is your incoming orders. That's where you're gonna go whenever you receive an online order. The next button, menu management, is where we're gonna go enter your categories and menu items. The next button would be the add-ons management. This is so that you can turn on and off specific menu items or add-ons. The next button is user management. This is where you're going to set up additional users, whether it's people helping you in the kitchen or different staff. Also delivery drivers if you use delivery. The next button, delivery driver. This is a shortcut to the screen that the delivery driver will see when they're making deliveries. And so the drivers will have their own account that they can log in, and they won't be able to see any of this management menu. The next button, past orders refunds, is where you go to look up past orders that have been closed, and also if you need to issue any refunds, this is the screen that you go. The next button, delivery, is to set up your delivery settings, and we'll go over this later on, but basically you can set up a delivery radius that specifies how far you're willing to make deliveries, and a bunch of other details. We'll get back to this one. The next one, coupons, also self-explanatory. If you want to offer discounts, you can offer a dollar amount or a percentage of the cart off, and so this is where you go to set it up. The settings button is probably the most important one. This is where we're going to go through all the settings required for your store to open, to function properly. And we'll get back to that in a little bit. There's a lot to cover. The next button is reports. This is where you get data for all the orders that come in. You can get sales data, you can get customer data. There's a few things that we're going to be looking at. And the last button is the help desk. This is where you can file a support ticket. If you have any trouble with anything, just click here and request a support ticket. We'll get back to you as soon as possible. So with that said, let's go back and get started with our menu. I'm going to go ahead and click on that and start adding a couple of categories and menu items. So to start, we'll click on this blue button, add category, and we'll just make it breakfast. And we can have another category, lunch, and we'll do 2 categories for now just to keep it simple. So after adding categories, the next thing you want to do is add menu items to each category. So I'll click down here, add menu item, and I'll select breakfast, and for the item name I'll say 2 scrambled eggs, and you can write a nice description. I'll leave that up to you, and we're gonna set a price. And the tax rate, you want to make sure that you set it up as a decimal, not as a whole number, because otherwise it'll charge a lot. So if it's 7%, you would do 0.07, and that'll take care of it. There's also a tool where you can set the tax globally, and it'll do it all at once, so you don't have to enter it every time in this menu item. And then the last piece of data for this form would be a photo. If you have a photo of your menu item, you can choose the file and upload it here. I don't have pictures of scrambled eggs, so I'm going to skip that for now. So go ahead and click on add menu item, and it'll give you a confirmation 2 scrambled eggs was successfully added. And you can continue adding items the same way. For example, I don't know, bowl of oatmeal, for example, and you can write a description and put in a price, $3.99, whatever. And again, your tax rate, if it doesn't change, it'll probably stay that way. Just make sure that you have something there. And then again, the picture, if you want to do that. Add menu items, you get the confirmation, and you just keep adding items under the category that they belong, and continue with the next category. You can enter different items, descriptions, prices, and taxes, and just keep adding your menus as needed. I'm going to go ahead and add more items, and I'll get back to you. Okay, so I've gone ahead and added a few items to the menu, and I'm going to go ahead and bring it up now that we have some menu items. Test account. And so now it's starting to shape, and you can see here that when you click on order pickup, you have a menu, the categories that we entered, breakfast and lunch, and the menu items. So just to show you how it works, again, if you select breakfast and you enter pancakes, and you add it here, you would go back to your menu over here, refresh it, and check under breakfast, and there it is, pancakes. One thing that I wanted to point out is that you can build your menu without adding images and then go back and add the images. So to do that, you would go to Menu Management, and find the menu item that you want to add the image to. So for example, bowl of oatmeal, and just go down and choose the file, and I have here an image. Click Update Menu Item, and you can see the updated image. If you go over here and refresh your menu over here and click on the bowl of oatmeal, you'll see the image comes up. I'm going to go ahead and upload the other images so you can see the final product. Okay, so I went ahead and uploaded the rest of the images. Let's take a quick look. So 2 scrambled eggs, bowl of oatmeal, pancakes, hamburger, cheeseburger, and onion rings. Next, we want to be able to customize these items so that people can add onions or tomatoes or bacon or any other toppings that may be upsell items, or just simply different choices that you offer for free. So let's take a look at that. To customize the burger, we would go here on the add-ons menu on the left. You see this button here, add-ons, click on that. And we're going to find the hamburger item in the lunch category. So we click on lunch, hamburger comes up. We click on it and we see that it has no add-ons. So what we do is we're going to create some add-ons that we can add to this burger. To do that, we click on add-ons, plus sign. We give the list a name, for example, toppings. And we assign it a heading that the customer will see. So think of something like either a question or something that tells the customer, pick something from this list. So I'm going to go with choose your toppings. And this required selection check mark, do not click it unless you want the customer to force the customer to make a selection. So if you want this to be multiple choice, leave it unchecked and enter the items. So we'll do ketchup, mustard, mayo, which are free of charge. But if you want to add an upsell such as bacon, and you can say for extra bacon charge $1, or maybe you have a special chili or something, you can add that too, and then save your changes. So as you can see, this created this topping buttons. If I click on it, it gives you a breakdown of the list that you created. So to add these toppings to your burger, basically you look up the burger item under lunch menu and you drag it over to where it says menu item. There's 2 places where you can drag in this drop zone. One is a category and the other one is an individual menu item. So if you want to add toppings to all the items in a category, you would drag the entire category and put it in the category drop-off zone, and then drag the toppings and put them in the drag and drop add-ons here, so on. So if I click update now, this is going to add the topping choices to all the items under the lunch menu. So it would be the hamburger, cheeseburger, and even onion rings, but we don't want onion rings to have these items. So I'm going to go ahead and do it individually and move the lunch out of the way and just bring in the hamburger and click update add-ons. And just like that, if you come back to your menu and you bring up the hamburger, you see that it now has the selectable toppings and also the add-on, the upsell items that if selected, it will add to the tab of the customer's bill. So next I want to add a couple more add-ons here. Specifically say for example a soda upsell, and this is where you would ask the customer, would you like to add a soda, for example, and you put in the different flavors. And because it's an upsell, it's going to be a charge here. So for example, Coke for $1, Diet Coke, and all the other flavors. So I'm going to go ahead and save those changes, and now I can add both of these to that one hamburger item. So right now if you click on hamburger, it shows you that it only has the toppings, but I want the item to have both toppings and the soda upsell. So what I do is I drag it in the order that I want to display it. If I want to show toppings first, I drag that one first, and then soda, click the update add-ons, and go back to my menu, and see hamburger now has the toppings on the top and the soda upsell at the bottom. Now, one of the most common questions asked is how do I enter, for example, something with different sizes? So let's go to menu management, create another category, say drinks, and under drinks I'm going to add, say for example, milkshake, and this is going to have different flavors, different sizes. And so say for example you have a 16-ounce, let's write it here, 16-ounce milkshake, and say, I don't know, it's $3.99, you're 7%, and then we'll come back to the picture and add it later. Now let's check our menu one more time, refresh, and you can see the drinks category. Notice that I made it lowercase and the other ones are all uppercase, so I want to go ahead and change that. Go back to menu management, click on add category, and simply overwrite drinks to be all capitalized. And that should take care of it. Go ahead and refresh your menu, and there it is. And under drinks, we're going to find the milkshake that we entered. However, it has no specifics, only that it's a 16-ounce milkshake. So let's go ahead and change that. Go back to menu management, click on add-ons, and we're going to create some milkshake sizes, for example. Milkshake sizes. And we're going to say, for the customer, we're going to put a label that says select your size. And we can make it either required, but in this case I think it's better to leave it as optional. So for example, the 16-ounce, which is the default size that we put in the description, can be a price of 0 because it's already the 16-ounce drink. But if you have, say, like a 20-ounce, then you would add the price difference. So if it's like, say, 75 cents more expensive, then you just add 75 cents as an add-on price. Save it, and we look it up, milkshake, and we do milkshake sizes, update, refresh, and now you can see the select your size option. The 16 ounces is the same price, and the 20 ounce is 75 cents more expensive. Now the other options that we want to add for milkshakes would be flavors. So this is a label for you, so milkshake flavors, And for the customer, you would say select your flavor. And this one is probably a required option because I don't think they're going to select, I mean, some kits maybe, but they're not going to select a bunch of different flavors altogether. So make it a required selection and put in, you know, some sample flavors. Chocolate, and because that's included in the price, we put 0. Vanilla, and I don't know, strawberry. Save it. And again, we bring our milkshake menu item. And because we want to have more than just the one option, we drag both options. If you wanted to clear all the options for milkshake, you just drag the menu item, click update add-ons without dragging anything here. So if you click that and you check again, you'll see that there's no options. It's clean again. So anyway, so we'll go back and add the sizes and the flavors. And because we want to make sure that they see the flavors first, we're going to drag the sizes down here so that flavors appear first and then sizes second. So update, check, and you can see now that the flavors are at the top, the sizes at the bottom. And if the customer tries to add it to the cart without selecting a flavor, it'll prompt them to select the flavor. So once they do, and they select the size, if they don't select the size, it'll be automatically assumed that it's a 16 ounce, you know, the standard. If they select 20, it'll be clearly marked in the order that it's the 20 ounce size, and the price will also reflect it. Okay, the last thing to wrap up this menu training part is to do the add-on items to the right here. This is basically a feature to upgrade a list. So say for example you forgot to add a topping to your toppings list. So you can click on add-on items, select the list that you want to modify, toppings, and add another item such as relish, for example. And price is 0. And then if you want this item to be added to all the menu items that already have this category, this item category, leave this checked and it will add it to the list. Otherwise, if you don't want to modify anything that's already out there, just, you know, unselect it. But we'll leave it checked for now. So we save the changes and we check the hamburger. And you can see that relish was added to the top, the very first item. Okay, let's go ahead and move on to the rest of the setup. If you have any other questions about the menu, again, please feel free to submit a help desk ticket and we'll get back to you as soon as possible. And let's go back to the home screen, and here you have that list of items that need to be taken care of. So the first item on the list is your notification phone. This is the phone number that you're going to be notified on when an order comes in. So if we go there, this is going to take you to the settings page. And it says enter the order notification phone. Do not include a 1, only a 10-digit number without any symbols. So just to make it easy, 555, 555, 5555. And once you update that, there are a couple of other things. I'm just going to click the back button here that are critical. So your pickup hours for order pickups, they need to be set. If they're not set, your customers will be able to see your menu, but they won't be able to place any orders. So you want to make sure that you have your pickup hours set, and you know, just go ahead and select the day of the week, the starting time, ending time, and this feature is actually very important to enter your location. And if you don't know the address where you're located, you can always look up something like, for example, if you're in the parking lot of a Home Depot, you can start typing Home Depot and it'll give you a few options nearby. So I'm going to select the first one, and then the location name, I will type Home Depot parking lot. And so I set it. And now your customers will be able to see that you're located on a Monday at the Home Depot. So you go back to your menu here, and if you go back to your main page, and you click on View Entire Week's Locations, let's see, I need to refresh, and you can see that Monday at Home Depot between 10:45 and 3:15 p.m. And by the same token, if you were to go somewhere else on the same day, you can enter it here. And say, for example, you go for dinner from 7 to, I don't know, 9 p.m. And you go somewhere else, I don't know, let's see, Lowe's for dinner. And, and so you set it here. And it'll update your locations to 2 different locations on the same day. And each location has a map that the customer can click and get directions to from Google. And click directions and select location, and that's that. Now going back to the to-do list, just go to the home button. And the last thing on this list is the credit card processor not connected. Please go here. So this is actually the most critical part of setup. Basically, you need to have a credit card processor. We have 2 options right now. One is to use a Stripe account if you already have one, or the other one, which is very common, is a Square account. So to authorize OrderGrub to charge on your behalf, I'm just going to click on Square, and it's going to ask me for my credentials. And once I enter my credentials, it'll take me back to OrderGrub, and we'll be able to take credit card payments right away. Once you authenticate and verify your account, it'll bring you back to OrderGrub, and it'll get rid of that list, to-do list, and it'll look like this. Your menu is now live and ready to take orders. So let's try and place an order and see what that looks like. If you go to the customer side and click Order Pickup, select 2 scrambled eggs and some pancakes, and let's see, enter mobile number, and select the pickup time. Now I remember that we only set up hours for Monday, so I'm going to go ahead and select Monday. Select the pickup time, next, and select checkout, and I'm going to enter my credit card number. I'm going to actually skip the credit card part, and I'll just show you an account that already has samples. So if you go, once you place the order, once a customer places the order, you're going to get a phone call notification, and that phone call is going to come from either one of 2 numbers. And let me write it down here on the screen so you can see. Okay, so you're going to be getting a phone call from the system from either of these 2 numbers. So what I tell people is take these numbers and save them on your notification phone with the name of new order. And if you want to assign a special ringtone, that's even better, because you don't have to pick up the phone call. You can just look at your phone, see that there's a new order, and mute it, and then log into your back panel here, and then go to incoming orders to get your order. So please write down or save these phone numbers to your notification phone, so that you identify the call and not miss it. And so once you get the call, you log into your system and go to the incoming orders menu button, and you'll see here the pickup orders organized by the date and time with order numbers and whether they're pickup or delivery orders. And if you click on them, you see the items that were requested. Okay. So one of the things I want to mention before I go is that when you complete the items, when you check this box here that says ready, that's going to send an update to the customer that the order is almost ready. And when you click on the complete and close order, it's going to send the customer a text message saying your order is ready for pickup. And if you don't want to send any text notifications because, for example, the customer already picked up the order, then you can just click this button, close without texting or notifying anyone, and that'll take care of that. Now we go back to the main menu, and let's take a quick look at the delivery portion of it by clicking on the delivery menu. And in this box here, you're going to enter your delivery starting point, so the address from where you start your deliveries. And for this exercise, I want to use a different account to show you how the delivery options work. Okay. Let me see something. Here we go. So we're going to use this account. Let's just say, I don't know, Taco Bell, something nearby. And we're going to set the maximum delivery radius. This is how far I'm willing to make a delivery. Just make sure you consider the distance. When you make deliveries, 10 miles is a long distance when you have to, when you get in the car and actually drive them. So, or, if you're willing to make that trip for, an X amount of order. So if you're delivering a $5 hot dog, for example, it's probably not worth it to drive 10 miles. Something to keep in mind. The free delivery radius is how far you're willing to go to make a delivery for free. And if you want to charge for all deliveries, then you make that 0. And if you want to have, say like a 3-mile delivery radius, then make it 3. And then anything above 3 miles, you're going to set a delivery cost, for example, $5. Then you also want to set how many orders you're willing to deliver per time interval. So, for example, you could do 5 orders in 1 hour, or you can play this as needed as you see fit. The next part would be the delivery hours. Your pickup hours and delivery hours are going to be independent from each other, so you can set specific pickup hours and have different delivery hours. So that's kind of nice and flexible. And it's kind of the same way that you set up pickup hours. Just select the date and times and set them. So with these settings, let's go check and see how it works. So the customer comes to your ordering page and they click delivery, and they're going to enter an address. And so the system's going to check how far is the delivery point from the customer. And if it falls within the delivery distance, as it does in this case, then 2 things. One, it falls within the free radius, so my delivery cost is going to be 0. And the other one is that it does fall within the maximum delivery radius. If you want to see the other way around, for example, if I say, okay, maximum free delivery is 1 mile, so this will end up charging me for the deliveries. I have to refresh, enter the address again, And now you see that I don't fall within the free range, so it's adding a $5 cost, delivery cost. And then just like the pickup orders, you can select the date. Looks like I have Mondays and Wednesdays here, so I select Wednesday. I select the time, and any other additional information can be placed here by the customer. Next, and then I go ahead and order from the menu. Now, you probably noticed that this menu is different than the other one as far as like colors, look and feel. And so that's one thing that you can do is you can customize the look and feel of your menu by going to your settings and scrolling down to this area right here. So you can set the landing page background color, the text color, and landing page would be this page here. So if I wanted to change the background color, for example, to white, I can just select that and do save colors, refresh, and you can see that it doesn't look that great, but you're able to customize it to whatever colors you need. I'm going to set it back to black, save colors, and there we are. And let's see what else. Okay. On this page, we can also set blackout dates. So for example, I'm not working Christmas. I'm gonna select December 25th, add the date, and you know what? I'm just not gonna work the day after either. So I'll set 26th, add it, and now when somebody tries to place an order and they select the pickup time, you can see that December 25th and 26th are disabled, and if they click on it, it says today is a blackout date. And some of the other settings on this page would be the offset online ordering cost. This is basically if you want to pass a fee to the customer, you know, to help offset costs like, you know, Wi-Fi or cell phone service. So what you would do is you would add on top of this dollar. This dollar is the default value because that's the fee that's collected by OrderGrub. So that has to be at least $1. But if you wanted to charge a dollar on top of that, you would just make that $2, and that would pass. You would get that extra dollar when the credit card settles. The next setting is the approximate waiting time in minutes. So if you want to warn customers that, you know, it'll take say 15 minutes from the time they place their order to the time they get it. When they visit the menu page, they'll see this message here that waiting time for online orders is approximately 15 minutes. If you set it to 0 or anything else, then nothing will show. Next is the turn online ordering on and off. This button is kind of like the absolute turn on off everything. If you turn it off, this is what the customer will see. The mobile ordering is not closed, and they won't be able to even see your menu. So this is kind of like the breaker outside your home. It just shuts everything off at once. The next button is going to be the allow future orders, and that's actually one of the best features of OrderGrub, is that it allows your customers to order food for, say, next Friday, even though it's Monday. You can order, you know, pre-order. So if you turn this off, the customers will only be able to order for the current day, and you know, it works for some people. And so the way that looks is if the customer selects an item. Let me just do this one here, and goes to select a pickup time. Instead of having you know, several dates, a whole calendar in the future, it only shows the hours for the current date, and that's it. So you can just pick one and go on with the order. Next, you have the allow pickup orders, and this is to again, if you only want to do delivery, you can turn this off, and when the customer goes to your landing page, they will only see the delivery button. If you turn it back on, allow pickup orders, and refresh, then you'll see the pickup button available. The next button, allow cash orders, was requested by many OrderGrub users, but it's actually a little bit of a challenge because you're risking preparing orders and not being paid. This is completely up to you if you want to use it. We don't really recommend it, but some restaurants take phone orders without getting payment, and then customers show up and pick it up. But this one's completely up to you, so just read the warning and be advised. The next two settings are, if you want to upload a logo, you can select, click the button and select the image. Same thing goes for the menu banner. When you go to pickup here, where it says Giselle Cafe would be replaced with your menu banner image. I don't have an image right now, but that's what that's for. And scrolling down, we've already taken a look at colors, order throttling, your pickup orders, and your blackout dates. Okay, so we're almost to the end. There's a couple more things I want to address. One is going to be the menu add-ons management. So for example, if you look at the three toggles here, say for example I run out of Pepsi and I want to take it off the menu so that customers don't order it if we're out of them. So if you look at the label, it says add a soda, and so you can look it up here, and it looks like it's already off. Okay, so we're adding some options to the three toggles, and we have the Coke and Pepsi. Say we run out of Pepsi, just find this label, add a soda, under the add-ons, items, and management. So if you go here and you turn off Pepsi, and you refresh your menu, when you go back to three toggles, you'll see that the Pepsi item is now gone. And that's it for this. And so the last two items, and probably the most important, are one is once you finish setting up your menu, which we're already done, we have the credit card processor, we have the notification numbers, everything's good to go, we have the pickup hours. So what you want to do now is you want to take this link right here, this is your storefront, you want to copy that and paste it all over your social media so that customers can click on it and be taken directly to your menu over here. The other thing is a lot of people forget how to log back into the back panel. So for example, if I log out and I'm somewhere else, some other website, and I want to get back, all you have to do is type OrderGrub.app and click on the login button all the way to the right. That's the easiest way to get back in. And so when you click login with your credentials, you'll see that your orders in the incoming orders tab. And the other thing you can do is you can just go directly to OrderGrub.app/admin. So OrderGrub.app/admin, and that will take you to the same login page. And with that, I think I'm going to wrap this up. If you have questions, again, just reach out at the help desk here. Just click and submit a ticket, and we'll get back to you as soon as possible. Hey guys, one last thing before I go. I wanted to show you a sample ad on how OrderGrub is best used. And here's an ad on Facebook from one of our users. And this is actually done really well. You have a really nice picture, which encourages users to share. You also have a nice description about the product, and the best part is that you have a link here that the user can click directly without having to type it in. So this makes it very, very user-friendly. They can just click on that, they go find your product, they buy it. And so this is the way you should be advertising with OrderGrub, just making posts on all your social media, your Facebook page, your Instagram, Twitter, whatever you use, and just make it really easy for them to get to your menu. And that's it. This is probably the best way to use it.